Labour was accused of not knowing what they were doing this evening during a brutal Question Time episode. A member of the Question Time audience sparked laughter and applause this evening after she remarked she's starting to think Labour doesn't actually know what it's doing. The observation came after a tense row between Senior Minister Nick Thomas Symonds and Fiona Bruce over how many farms will actually be affected by Rachel Reeves' planned tractor tax. Turning to the audience, the BBC Question Time host went to a woman who blasted Labour over their incompetence and love of tax rises. She quipped, "I'm starting to think that Labour doesn't actually know what it's doing. You've taxed people who grow and make food, you want to make people poorer who have actually worked and contributed. What are you doing? I think it's just a stalling tactic just to tax people in the end. What are you doing? I don't know." The camera then cut to Cabinet Office Minister Nick Thomas Symonds shaking his head as the audience applauded. A second audience member also criticised the government's inheritance tax policy, saying farmers don't just hand out a business but a livelihood. The man said, "I thought inheritance tax was to tax the wealth that somebody inherits, whereas these farmers are inheriting a way of life, a livelihood. Therefore they're not gaining anything in wealth, so if they were to sell the farm, okay, yes, go for the capital gains and other taxes. But inheritance tax, no, this is one they shouldn't get burdened with." A farmer in the Wiltshire audience said that while he accepts there is a burden on the country's tax pot at the moment, he worries that at the point inheritance tax becomes due, you aren't in a position to pay it without selling an asset that then destabilizes the exact entity you've built up to create a profit from. He explained that his parents who own the farm are in their 80s, and therefore the 7-year rule around gifting to avoid inheritance tax is not relevant to many people to parents who are farming with their children.